Check one, check two. Camera one, camera two. Y'all ready over there? Let's go, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen, let me ask you something really fast right off the bat. You ready? Have you ever been to an event where the speakers were great, but the event still fell flat? You know the kind, right? Those awkward transitions, the energy dips after lunch. You've had those big pasta lunches, right? The audience slowly checking their email, getting on their phone, the room feeling like it needed CPR, and then you've been to an event where the energy never dropped, where the audience stayed engaged, the speakers looked amazing, guys, and the organizer looked brilliant. The people walked away saying, wow, now that was an experience. That difference, boys and girls, not accidental. That's leadership. That's intentionality. And yes, that's what an over-the-top MC does. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Something to Smile About Saturday here in the Fun Life community on the Childlike Faith podcast. This is the podcast for all of you Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow and scale your business so that you really can achieve the financial freedom you're looking for without sacrificing your time, your talent, your family, your faith, or your joy. And so if that is you, if you've ever been to those events, that's what we're highlighting. We're highlighting the over-the-top MC experience here in the Fun Life community. That's right, boys and girls. This is what we're doing, and we happen to do it on Small Business Saturday. So welcome to all of you new speakers, all of you guys that are going to be hanging out with us for a little bit. Again, that's what we're going to be highlighting is over-the-top MC, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. This past week, I had the privilege of being part of the East Texas Leadership Summit, right? We talked about it. You saw it on social media. And one thing became crystal clear. The thriving communities didn't just happen. They didn't happen by accident. The thriving communities were intentional. They happened because leaders were creating environments where people can connect, where people can grow, they can contribute, and they can feel not just seen, but also heard, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership isn't just what happens on stage. It's how the room feels. And I'm going to be sharing with you just 3 little things that I've learned. Again, that was a leadership summit. But the other thing that we learned was we had our what's it called? Elections at our Toastmasters Club, Roast Toasters here in the city of Tyler, Texas. And I'm telling you guys, we are just a few members. We're about a handful of members away from hitting a milestone that very few clubs in the world ever hit. And this became our Roast Toasters leadership meeting. I took from the East Texas Leadership Summit, incorporated. We were on the planning committee for the East Texas Leadership Summit. So I took a lot of those principles that we were doing and implementing in the East Texas Leadership Summit, infused it into our Roast Toasters meeting, and came up with the theme that we talked about: passing the mic, building tomorrow's leaders today. And I'm telling you, I don't have a preacher's license, but that'll preach, because real leadership, guys, here's the thing. Real leadership isn't holding the mic forever. It's developing others until they can carry it themselves. That's stewardship. Oddly enough, that was our word of the day, stewardship. That's multiplication. That's impact. Matter of fact, you want Bible for it? I got you, baby. I got you. Listen, 2 Timothy 2:2 says it this way: entrust to reliable people who will also be qualified to teach others. In essence, I coach the coach leader. I coach people to help them to be able to do and have more than they thought possible. I help them develop those leadership qualities because somebody did it for me. Leadership is not a solo act. It's rarely a race. Even if anything, the biggest thing, the biggest thief is the comparison, right? When you start to compare, you start to really steal joy from yourself, from the thing. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. If anything, what I told at the East Texas Leadership Summit when I opened my talk was that success isn't what you do compared to what others do. Success is what you do in comparison by what you do with the abilities, talents, and gifts that God gave you. Buenos dias, Anita. Thanks for being on here. My sister from another mister. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for being on here. Hey, listen, guys, seriously, leadership is a big thing. And you've been in rooms, you've been in jobs, you've been in situations where leadership, again, going back, let's go back to Small Business Saturday. One of the biggest things that I've seen with small businesses, the reason they go out of business, right? The 5 key elements: you got marketing, you've got sales, you've got the operation side of it, you've got the admin, you've also got the leadership, and everything rises and falls on leadership, right? Your business exists for one reason and one reason only, and that's to achieve your life's goals. And a lot of times we forget why we do what we do. And so on Small Business Saturday, this is kind of why I came up with the johnny1.com tagline, fun is serious business, because Dale Carnegie said that we rarely, if ever, succeed at anything unless we have fun doing it. All right. So now what are we talking about? Here's what we're talking about here. Matter of fact, let me pull this up. We are going to be at Achieve Business Conferences, and the Achieve Business Conference, that's where we get to really highlight our over-the-top MC. Over the Top came from the Ziglar community, right? He wrote the book Over the Top, or See You at the Top. And then the other one was Over the Top. And a lot of things that we've done is over the top. And so now we get to take all this experience that we've been building and putting together and take it to the Denver business explosion, guys. I'm telling you, there's going to be over 500 entrepreneurs, business owners, as we go to Denver on June 12th and 13th. And we're going to be in there with not just the entrepreneurs, the visionaries, the growth-minded leaders, the people who are ready to scale. And let me tell you, from the interviews and the podcast that I've done with those speakers, this is going to be one of those events that creates big movement. It's not even about the speakers. It's about the other people coming into that community, and the people that are going to be able not just to communicate, but collaborate. There's going to be businesses and joint ventures put together at this event like I've never seen before. And that happens only when the experience matches the vision, because people forget information, but they rarely, if ever, remember how you made. They remember how you made them feel, right? That's that Maya Angelou quote. People forget what you said, people forget what you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. So here's the thing, guys. This is what my presentation is today, right? As far as Riley, this is my pitch, baby. Let me be real. For every one of you that have ever been to an event, or even you event planners, if you're watching here live with me or on the replay, if you're putting months, I'm talking about months, because I know what it took to put on the East Texas Leadership Summit. If you're putting months into securing speakers, selling tickets, coordinating logistics, hoping for information, why risk all that with dead air? Why risk it with awkward stage moments, the low audience energy, those weak transitions? Guys, that's where Over the Top MC comes in. And we don't just introduce speakers. We go in there and we create the momentum. We create the engagement, the audience connection. We create the confidence that the planners can turn any event into an experience, guys. That is the difference. That is the biggest difference that I've been able to bring to every event that I've been able to host or I've been able to MC. And that's where I really have a lot of fun. That's why we call it the fun life. You've had life coaching. Have you ever had a fun life coach? I'm telling you, fun really is serious business. And so that's what we're doing. We're helping you guys be more, do more, and have more. And as my coach says, it's virtually impossible for you to give that which you do not have, that which you do not possess. And so imagine your next conference. The audience leaning in, speakers feeling supported. Transitions are smooth, they're powerful, they're high energy. People are laughing, having a good time, they're learning, they're connecting. And your attendees are saying, man, that is the best event I've been to all year. How valuable would that be? I'm telling you guys, if you're an event planner, a leadership summit organizer, an entrepreneur hosting a conference this summer or next year, hey, listen, we need to talk about making your next event unforgettable. DM me the word MC or text me, right? You got my information down below, 903-570-0052. Schedule your call and let's see how we can make your event an amazing event. Because here's the thing, Denver's coming up in June. We've got another small little event that we're emceeing here local for a realtor association. We've got another one coming up in July, which is the Christian Coaches Academy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then we've got another one coming up in San Antonio. I think it's August or September. I'll have to go back and look. And then we're going to be in Tennessee in October. I don't know what my role is going to be there. Hopefully it's a great one. But if not, that's an event I'm not going to want to miss. Because here's the thing. Again, leadership isn't just holding the mic. It isn't. It's knowing when to pass it on. And great events, they're not just organized. They're orchestrated. And that, cool kids, I'm telling you, is something to smile about on this Small Business Saturday. So hopefully you've had a great time. You've had a great experience here in the Small Business Saturday, something to smile about, Small Business Saturday, because the Fun Life community is all about creating the environment, the energy where you're going to be able to be more, do more, and have more. And again, guys, I'm telling you, once you experience it for yourself firsthand, you'll never, never, ever go back. John Bentley, Anita. Oh goodness, I've got about 5 different coaches. Anita, let's jump on a call. I'll share all their information with you. Tennessee, guys. Tennessee is coming up. I'll put the link down below, or I'll shoot it to you directly. It's the 100th anniversary. 100th anniversary of the Ziglar. It's the Mr. Ziglar turns 100. No longer with us, but we're going to be celebrating it big in Tennessee. I think it's Franklin, Tennessee, at the Dave Ramsey, which he came through Ziglar. The Dave Ramsey experience that he has there in Franklin, Tennessee. You're not going to want to miss. You're going to want to go ahead and book your hotel, get your tickets to this event. Let me know. I've got the link for you guys. Appreciate you guys being on here. Hey, listen, again, if you're looking to make your next event over the top, I cannot wait to connect with you. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Adios.